Hello everybody, welcome back to Odd Socks podcast. My name is Dan, and as you can see, I'm not in my normal setting. I'm not in the studio, and that's because for my work, I work all over the UK, and sometimes that means I've got to stay away from home. So here I am in a hotel, and I don't want my work to stop me making these videos, so I took my camera, my mic, and my light with me to make videos on the road. So today I came up with this idea of reacting to crazy facts about every US state. And yeah, I thought it'd be really fun. Before we get into that, can I please ask that you like this video and subscribe to the channel? It really helps me out a lot, and I do really appreciate it. So I found this website. It has like an article of all 50 states, and we shall be going through them together in order. So they're alphabetical. Alright, so we're going to start with Alabama. Sweet home Alabama is actually a place. And that's pretty cool. There is actually a place known as Sweet Home Alabama. No, it's not a town, but a historic house. And located in the city Bessemer. Bessemer? Am I saying that right? I don't know. Built by celebrated architect William E. Benz for the city's first undertaker, a man by the name of Henry Wilson Sweet. That's pretty cool. You learn something new every day, don't you? So I've actually been to Alabama, but I only drove through it, so I didn't see it enough, and I definitely didn't know about Sweet Home. Otherwise, I would have had to have visited that. I'm a bit annoyed that I drove straight through Alabama and didn't go to Sweet Home Alabama. Next up is Alaska, where the produce is bigger than you. That's mad. That's actually mad to think about. Imagine just walking past and seeing a cauliflower like the size of a tree. It's unreal. Thanks to the state's summer sun delivering sunlight as much as 20 hours a day, produce here can grow to be huge. I mean, that makes sense, to be fair, doesn't it? Recent years have seen the state produce a 138-pound cabbage, 65-pound cantaloupe, and a 35-pound broccoli, just to name a few. That's... I like broccoli. I don't know if I want 35 pounds of it. And at what point does it start as like just a plant? At what point does it just become a tree? Because if I saw a broccoli the size of a tree, I'm like, that's a tree. That's not a broccoli anymore. That's a tree. I mean, broccoli's just mini trees anyway, isn't it? So, yeah. What's a cantaloupe? Can't think what that is. I'm gonna have to see. What is a cantaloupe? Because I've definitely seen one. Cantaloupe is. Oh my god! It's that thing. It's like it's a melon, isn't it? Yeah, I'm an idiot. Hang on, 65-pound cantaloupe. That's unbelievable. That's insane. So moving from Alaska, where it's known for its snow and apparently 20 hours a day of sunlight in the summer, we're going to move to Arizona, to the desert. So Arizona, cutting down a cactus can get you prison time. Now, I've been to Arizona a handful of times, and I've seen these like movie-esque cactuses. I can't speak. What am I talking about? Yeah, so I've seen them in person, and I'm like, that's awesome. Luckily, I've never had the thought of I'm gonna take it home. So I've never disturbed one. But yeah, I didn't know that you'd get prison time for it. The native saguru cactus is one of the things we most associate with Arizona. I can't read. I don't know what's the matter with me today. But they also take a really long time to grow. So laws have been put on the books prohibiting the removal of the spiny flora. Cutting them down even on your own property can result in a substantial fine or even jail time, even on your own property. That's insane. Like, I would never have thought that, ever. Especially in your own backyard. But yeah, obviously Arizona has got way more than just cactuses. Obviously, it's the home of the Grand Canyon, and what a place that is. I'm lucky to say that I've been there 3 times now, and it will forever blow my mind. If you've never been to the Grand Canyon, I highly, highly recommend it. You've just got to see it. It's so vast. It's huge. You could literally put my hometown. You could pick up my hometown and drop it in, and it wouldn't even touch the sides. It's not even funny. Yeah. So, anyway, moving on. Number 4, Arkansas or Arkansas. But yeah, Arkansas is how I would say it. Is home to the largest gems in the US. I would never have thought that, ever. I would have thought it was like New York or something. I don't know why. The largest diamonds ever found in the United States came from this state. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Like, are they talking about like mining them or just storing them? Anyway, including a 8.52 carat Esperanza gem discovered in July 2015, not that long ago, with an estimated value of over $1 million. The largest rock found in Arkansas crater of Diamond State Park and in the US was the 40.23 carat Uncle Sam, discovered in 1924. I'm going to go back to Arkansas and just start digging holes to try and find some gems. I've been to Arkansas, and it was a really cool place. Like we did a road trip, me and my wife, in a car, and we found a lake, and we were the only people there. It's like a free campsite, and the most amazing view of this lake and the sunset, and we're just completely on our own, and in the middle of the woods. It's an absolutely beautiful state. It has some really, really, really nice scenic areas, but I didn't see any diamonds. But yeah, I'm going back there to try and find some diamonds one day. Number 5, everybody's heard of this state, obviously. It's California. It's illegal to bury people in San Francisco. What? What do you mean? Burying the dead has been illegal in San Francisco since 1901 because space was limited and real estate at a premium. Even back then, the city outlawed burials and removed all cemeteries to neighboring Colma, California. Currently, the dead in that city outnumber the living by a ratio of 1,000 to 1. What? That's insane. Come to think of it, my time in San Francisco didn't see a single cemetery, but I wasn't really looking for one. But I mean, I guess it makes sense, but that's insane. 1,000 to 1. Also, another place. If you haven't been to San Francisco, you've got to see it. Also, there's no graves there, so it's not even slightly depressing. It's just all fun. Number 6, Colorado. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, incredible scenery. But the title of this one is, it's the only state in the US history to turn down the Olympics. Not the best title, like not the craziest fact. But let's read on. Usually cities beg, borrow and build all varieties of venues to get one of the highest profile events in the world to take place in their backyard. But in 1976, when the Olympics Committee awarded the Games to Denver, the city said, thanks, but no thanks. I mean, that is Colorado all over, isn't it? They're like, you know what, we're good. You know, we're fine doing us, you know. We don't want everybody here. I mean, maybe that's not what it is. I don't think that's what it is. But I think that I don't know it well enough, but I can imagine Colorado is a very laid back state. But like they are like, we're cool. We're just chilled. Like, we don't need the Olympics here. We're fine. We've got the Mile High Stadium. They're all a mile high up. I'm like, so yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. Mile high up. Uh, the reason. Okay, so I just assumed, but this is actually the actual reason. When the state voted whether it would authorize a $5 million bond issue that would help finance the Olympics, voters rejected it by nearly 60% margin. They were worried about the ballooning costs, pollution, and the other effects that could result. Innsbruck, Austria, won as a backup. Okay. I mean, nothing to do with what I said then. But yeah, they're worried about like ballooning costs and pollution. I get that. And as I said, they're already a mile up. They're basically in the clouds, so any pollution is just straight into the atmosphere. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to be funny and I'm not. Connecticut. It's the birthplace of the hamburger. What? That's cool. I need to read on. In New Haven, the spot known as Louis Lunch. Is that just Louis Lunch or Louis Lunch? Louis Lunch. served the first hamburger in 1900, according to legend. Legend. It was 100 years ago. According to legend, when a customer asked if the meat they ordered could be served to go, owner Louis Lassen popped the dining spot's ground steak trimmings between a pair of bread slices, and the hamburger sandwich was born. Those who want to taste a bit of history can still visit the original spot. Well, I mean, according to legends, so we don't know if that's actually true or not. I kind of wish that there was an actual fact about Connecticut, not just like by legend. But still, pretty cool story. So, Connecticut was the birthplace of the hamburger, so we'll go for that, alright? Number 8, Delaware. It was once the home to a legendary reggae singer. Okay. Bob Marley lived in Delaware from 1965 to 1977, working for the DuPont Company and at Newark's Chrysler assembly plant. I can't read. What's the matter with me? As he saved money to start a record company and return to Jamaica. So Delaware, I didn't know that Bob Marley lived in Delaware, but that's pretty cool. Again, like, obviously Bob Marley, absolute legend. But I wish that there was something about the state. So like, only in Delaware they do this or something. But it's like the second smallest state, so not a lot going on there. No disrespect to anyone from Delaware. I'm just saying it's a small state, but you know, Bob Marley, Delaware, pretty cool. Number 9, Florida. Everyone's heard of Florida, and Florida is well known for their crazy titles. So this isn't the best one. You can find both Gators and Crocs. I mean, everybody knows this. There could have been such a better one for Florida. But anyway, Florida's Everglades National Park. Before I go any further, me and my wife went there. Beautiful. We saw alligators and stuff. We hired a canoe on the river, the Everglades, and we saw like a sea snake thing. That was terrifying. Thought it was going to jump into the canoe and kill me, but didn't. Yeah, and it was really, really cool. If you haven't been to Florida and you're thinking about going, don't just go to the beaches. Like obviously Miami Beach, beautiful, obviously, but there's more to Florida than just the beaches. Even though the beaches are incredible, just go inland slightly to the Everglades, and it's Beautiful. It's the only place in the world where alligators and crocodiles coexist. Okay. Now that's more interesting. So I didn't know that they didn't like each other anywhere else in the world. Something about Florida, they're both like, you're fine here. Yeah, we can get along. You can tell the difference since the crocodile has lighter skin and a narrower snout. Snout. While the alligator rocks dark skin and a broader snout. But you might not want to get close enough to determine these differences for either. It's weird. Like when I was in the Everglades, I've got a picture of me, like 5 foot away from a sleeping alligator. I think he was sleeping. He might have just been ready to pounce. But when you're in that moment, you're like, I could definitely outrun him. It's fine. Probably wouldn't have been able to if it actually went for me. But luckily it didn't. But you just get this sense of like, yeah, I'll be all right. Let's get the picture. But when you think about it, like before going, I was like, ooh, wouldn't want to go near an alligator. But when you're in the moment, you just go for it. Number 10, and we're going to leave it at 10 states for this episode. So the 10th one is Georgia, just above Florida. Georgia, it has an official state posum. Posum? I'm such an idiot. Wow. Let's start that again. Georgia, it has an official state possum. Pogo originally appeared in comic books in the 1940s, created by cartoonist and animator Walt Kelly, who came up with the character after visiting the Okefenokee swamp in 1942. It was adopted in the state's official possum in 1992. What's a possum? Like, this is how stupid I am. Like, I'm thinking of like the animal, like a possum. It's not that. I think it is. I don't know. It was adopted in the state's official possum in 1992. Pogo is definitely in the running to join these other 15 animals. Okay, yeah, it is. It's a cartoon possum. I mean, again, Georgia could have had something way better about their state, but it's just got a comic animal. Anyway, this has been the first 10 states. Obviously, there's 50, so I'm going to do 10 states per episode. This is a new series that I've come up with. So there's 5. It's going to be 5 episodes in total. The next on the list is going to be starting with Hawaii. So it could be very interesting. So if you want to see that, then make sure you subscribe and look out for the next one, because it could be really fun. Now all that's left to say is thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.